Hey folks, welcome back to Game Garbage, where we take a look at games, chat about the gaming news, the industry, and of course stream for fun when I can. But boy, this is ridiculous. This won't be overly long because there's not too much to go over. But we had price increases for the Steam Deck, and the hardware didn't change, just the price. And we haven't had the Steam Deck in basically any form actually restock. And all we have left, I believe, is just the OLED. And now we have this. It's unbelievable. So yeah, how much did that go up? So we went up roughly 43.5% on the original, and we went up 46% on the 1 terabyte. So yeah, each one went up over 40%. Again, no changes to hardware. It's it's just what it is. And still it's sold out within 24 hours. So yeah, this is a really big problem. I mean, to me personally with how I see it, because just the normal person cannot afford hardware anymore. And it sounded crazy then in 2025. The alternative was like services, cloud gaming, and people didn't like that idea. People want to play on hardware. We all do. But the services are available if you have to use them to actually play stuff, whether it's GeForce Now, PlayStation Plus, or actually Game Pass. We take a look at what Xbox's website is still selling. Well, this is still $600 if you can find it, and this is $1,000 if you can find it. And the thing that is insane is that these prices are basically roughly the same. This one is $50 cheaper, and then this is $50 more, and the hardware is a little bit better, which again just makes the Steam Deck look bad. And then the Steam Deck doesn't actually play all Steam games. It plays about 85-90% depending on your library, depending on what you have. And with the other handhelds, you can basically play 100% of your Steam games. So that's not necessarily a good look either. And while people have dogged on this, myself included with the Series S, but like this is now the cheapest option with current gen hardware, which again is just insane. Whether it's handhelds or consoles, PlayStation now has like $550 to $650 to $900, and then Xbox is basically $400 at the cheapest. And you can get an external memory card if you wish, or you can do the 1 terabyte for $450. This is now actually cheaper than the Switch 2, which is now going to be raised to $500. There is no winning in this, and the thing that's frustrating is gaming. It is now definitely becoming a premium product for just a much smaller portion of the market. And the thing with the issue with stuff like this is that people just, it doesn't matter if it's still a good deal. It doesn't matter if it's market conditions or what it costs. People just can only afford what they can afford. And they can't afford this. They can't afford this. It's not worth it, myself included. When I look at this and when I look at this, I would basically buy this. But again, I'm not overly a handheld guy. I like console. But, if I needed what I had, I'd basically probably buy this. I'd buy a Series S and then maybe upgrade later. When we take a look at the 4070, again, the prices are still insane. This is a 5070, which is, basically right now $700. We're also looking at 4070 12 gig out of China for $450, which actually doesn't sound too bad. A 5070 Ti is $1,000. We're looking here at a 4070 Super for $740. Another one for almost $700. 4070 Ti for $1,200. Another one for $1,000. And gal, dude, like this is crazy. This is just getting out of control. And so it doesn't again really matter where you game. And if you want top of the line, man, you're gonna pay through the nose. $4,000. 4,200, 41, 9,000, 4,000, 5,200, 5,100, 4,500. You can't win. It's just how it is. And even the pre-builds aren't really overly amazing. And they're still, over $2,500, and this is on sale. So yeah, I don't think this is going to get better. I'm also not excited for next gen launch. And then too, so let's think about this. The Steam Deck, of course, right? This is going to be a major problem for the Steam Deck because I think my price tag, my guess of $900 for the Steam Deck isn't really that far off. It might even be worse than that. It could, but yeah, I think they'll sell it for $900. And then when we're the Switch 2 we already have for 450, now 500. And then next gen, PlayStation, I think PlayStation 6, I think they're going to subsidize that. That'll be 800 or like 850. And then I think for the Project Helix, I think that'll be $1,200 because you're basically buying a PC pre-built, right? And that might even be more. It still might even be more. I mean, and every time we talk about this, just the hope and the cope that is out there of just like companies are just being greedy or they're messing up or they're incompetent. Because some people say they can basically take what this hardware is and an actual PC. So they don't have the form factor, which the smaller form factor does cost more. But they can basically build this for like, $750, but maybe not now. And again, the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. And so I think for some people, their plan is just to buy immediately at launch, get a pre-order, and then they don't have to worry about it for the next 10 years. That's what I'm doing. Same with like the 60 series when that comes out. That's going to be pretty ridiculous. But again, the 5090 was supposed to be a $2,000 graphics card, and it's not even close. So yeah, we're screwed. People, and I had a poll a while back, and a lot of people, basically 40%, and I'm sure that number keeps going up every year, basically saying, yeah, we're just going to play on older hardware. We're just going to play on what we have. And publishers are going to figure that out. And yeah, we haven't seen the gaming crash yet, but this is going to get worse. I do believe that. This is definitely going to get worse. And ultimately, you're going to decide, what do you want to play on? GTA 6 on the Series S is not great, but at least you can play it at an affordable price. It's getting wild. So with that, folks, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy the content, like, sub. Also, click the bell notification for any channel that you follow. Otherwise, you probably won't see future content. And then you can also follow me over at Twitch if you'd like it. Don't tread on thee. And when I do stream, you can chat with me there. But yeah, this is just disgusting, you know. And again, this is stuff I was trying to share with people a while back of just like the companies have to raise prices. They have to raise prices. And if they didn't plan well, it's even worse. And even still, with PlayStation saying, "Oh yeah, we basically bought a whole year of RAM and everything, so we should be good." Well, they still had to raise prices again anyway. Also, all of the services they run on hardware too, and so the services go up in cost, which we've already been seeing that. It's amazing that Game Pass actually went down in cost, but this is where we are. It's awful. I'll see you on the next one. Wow.